Going on, guys? So in this video we'll be learning how we can create our own exception in Java. So for this I'll write some code in a project. This project is created on IntelliJ IDEA, and uh, I'll accept a user input with the help of scanner. Scanner is equals to new scanner, and this scanner accepts an input stream reader, and this input stream reader accepts a system.in object. And after this we can just I'll just make a string name equals to sc dot next line. And after this what I'm going to do is, if the name is empty, that is if the user has not entered any name, so this will throw an exception. And if the user has entered a specific name, which we'll specify in our if condition, so it will throw another exception. So let me just make if the name dot equals this, do something, and that is it will throw an exception. Else if the name is equal to uh, ABC, so throw an exception. Control Alt. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll throw an exception here. So for that I need to create a new Java class, and I'll name this exception as unknown name exception. Okay, and I'll extend it with exception class. So if you want to create your own exception class, you have to extend it with exception. Okay, so if I implement this thing, and if I throw an exception which is a new unknown name exception, this will ask me to surround it with try catch. Okay, so I have surrounded it with try catch. Okay, I'll do the same for this thing. I'll throw a new unknown name exception. After this I'll surround it with try catch, and as you can see, here we throw a new unknown name exception if the name is equals to this. And here in the catch block, it catches that thrown exception, and it prints the stack trace. So let me just run this app and let's see what happens. And if I just press enter, this will throw an exception company.unknown exception. This will not print any kind of message in the print stack trace. Okay, so what if I want to print a custom message that the name cannot be equal to ABC, or the name cannot be just the length of the name cannot be 0. So for that we'll go to unknown name exception. So here I'm using the default constructor. Okay, so let me just make a new default constructor which is public unknown name exception, and here I'll call the superclass constructor, and here I'll pass in the uh, name not found in the database. This is just an example. Okay, so now we have a superclass constructor here, which will print a message name not found in the database when we call this unknown name exception constructor. simple constructor. So let me just run this. Now it will print the stack trace again. Okay, so we have this name not found in the database. Done. What if I want to print a custom message? Custom message for this and this. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll make a new public unknown name exception constructor. I'm sorry. That will accept a string which would be a message. I'll call the superclass constructor and I'll pass in the message. After passing the message, what I'll do, by default, this prints the message name not found in the database. Okay. If the user uh, and doesn't enter anything, which is this, I want to print a message which says the length of string name is 0, which will be an exception, which is this. If the name equals to the length of the name is equals to this, or the name string is this, just print a message this. So let me just run this app, not app, the program. Okay, so now let me enter ABC. What will happen? The name not found in the database, because this runs and this has a default constructor. And let us run this again. If and now I'll enter nothing. This shows me length of the string is 0. So this is the method by which you can create your own exceptions. If you want to create an exception which will be thrown when a number is divided by 1 or divided by 5 or divided by 10, or you want to handle an exception when the user uh, enters any special symbol, any special character in to a particular field, or when you want a particular value. So there you can throw your custom exception and you can make one with the help of this exception class. You will extend it and you will just do these things. And you can do one more thing. You can just make some methods which would be useful, like public void what should I call get. Okay, so print custom, no, not print custom, print description, and this will take an argument which is description, and this will print something on the screen, system.out.print, which is DESC. You can just make this method and you can call this method anywhere you want. You can just after throwing this exception, you can just print it in the try catch block, which is e.print description, and you'll print the description something, and when you run this, you'll be getting that. Okay, so this is the thing done. So this is how you create your own exceptions. Thanks for watching and do subscribe to the channel. And if you want to learn Android, I have a video series on how to make Android Facebook clone. You can watch that and you can learn pretty much everything, every basic and every, not every advanced thing, but you'll learn pretty much the important things in Android. Bye.